for these bot lanes. Caitlyn Heimerdinger versus the Jhin plus the Ashe combo. There's a lot to say on who gets down to bottom lane first.
Yeah, I think first move to bottom lane going to be very, very important. Don't be too surprised if we see even like a 3-camp gank into the bottom side against, RNG, just to upset the potential tempo that a Caitlyn Heimerdinger lane can have, because that can very quickly get very oppressive. I think as well, the Maokai objective setup, objective takedowns, but also objective setup is going to be king for RNG. So they really don't want to lose, territory or position into that one. And on the opposite side, W want to try and shut that down, because moving into that is going to be very, very difficult. They've got a moderately short range team composition, right? They've got long range engage via the Ashe and the curtain call. But in terms of checking into objectives, checking into Heimerdinger, checking into Maokai saplings, it's going to suck.
Let's go. Look at this.
This is what we need to see. It needs to be a stack on the bottom side to stop Ming from getting his turret set up. And I think it might be a bit of a fist fight to stop that one from happening.
We're getting the gyos as the fighting unfolds. Lwandy with the slow into Gala. A little bit damage back. That turret's going to make the difference, though. Level 1 not going to be executed on from Team WE. We will get these obvious big spotlights on the bottom lane. Now, before we get to all that bottom lane focus, obviously seeing where these junglers head to, but a silent factor in this has been how these jungles have been going through the bottom lane, but especially these solo lanes. And what we saw Biubiu kind of accomplish against Breathe in the first game, but now Breathe in that last game against Biubiu, and Shanks and Angel themselves, no slouches to the influence on the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the fact that now we've got sort of a Renekton Ksante lane, it has the potential to be explosive, right? I think we're going to be focusing more on the bottom lane, right? But I think we really need to get this point in. I think the fact that game 1 was so influenced by Biubiu and then, of course, subsequently Shanks on the side lane still makes me want to keep my eyes on this matchup every now and again, just because Breathe really shut down Biubiu in game number 2. And it felt like W didn't have a facet to play through because of that. So we'll see what that will yield us, the matchup itself, as the focus returns to the bottom lane. This is a matchup where I expect the push to be very, back and forth. For now, though, it seems like the double AD carry range is meaning that Team W are getting the first wave shove in.
And it's obvious that way, maybe looking to wrap back around onto this bottom lane. Heng obviously on the way down here eventually. Both of them have been spotted out on their clears, so information is definitely there. But that zoom in to this jungle matchup is so interesting to me, because we have some Young Miracles veterans on this one. Obviously, Young Miracles being the LPL roster that has taken by storm in terms of developmental talent, and I think obviously seeing Wei and Heng kind of go at it here, both having been from that one, is a fun in itself, as Wei has found first gank and he has made first pick onto bottom side, and maybe Wei's just coming out on top.
Yeah, and I mean, I know I did call out the fact that WE could themselves gank the bottom side at level 3 to try and shut down the tempo. They were the ones that had the tempo, and it's RNG that actually get the level 3 gank in on the bottom side to sort of recorrect the way that this early lane was going. Heng going for the full clear, not uncommon, right? So he's just not here yet. As Wei starts on the bottom side, ganks off the Krugs. He still, he got spotted by the Hawk shot, but the range of the engage just ends up not really mattering, and the follow-up is good. With Lwandy now not having summoner spells, that means that he can very easily be picked off again if the opportunity arises. So W have to try and guard that from happening in the next couple of minutes. As now Heng in the river, probably just waiting for the scuttle, and we'll see where he will try to decide to go. As W don't really have anything in their lanes going for them at the moment in the earliest stages for a potential punchback in the means of a gank, as we get a replay.
Oh, that last step up.
Gank. Yeah, it's just that last step up for the auto attack. Lwandy, unfortunately, just gets flashed. W by Wei.
So much.
Bramble smash
so
as well.
Much damage. It wasn't even that much CC, just a lot of damage.
Exactly. It's what, a second and a tenth? A tenth of a second, 1.1. I don't know why I said it like that. 1.1 the root. Is now
okay, so Heng now will be spotted out here though, as he's already made his way down. The turrets are doing a little bit of damage. There is the flash in. Ming dodging away from the deadly flirt, but still going down. Heng not gonna fall, as the 90 caliber net came out onto Hope. It is a response from Team WE and Heng.
There's, I think, Gala might have had his traps on cooldown as well. If he had his traps to lock down Heng in CC, I think he just dies.
I mean, you see the two right there on the ground there. I think he just either sidestepped them or they didn't deploy fast enough.
Yeah, definitely could have been the case. But either way, Heng finds his counterplay. At the very least, they're able to kill Ming, who of course used his flash in exchange for Lwandy's to get the first blood in the beginning. So at the very least, answer back. But how effective will that answer back be, I guess, is going to be the question now for the next couple of minutes. Wei will get spotted out. We'll get spotted out on that first ward anyway. But Shanks just gets the ward on top of the Raptor camp for clarification. And now Heng will continue to clear out and again move down towards the bottom side, as that will be the expected path, right? Continually from both these junglers.
Look at this vision game from WE. I mean, it fits them as they've put in a lot of that focus bottom side. Heng has now gotten back towards this area and looking and pinging at least towards this dragon, starting up with that vault breaker. So first dragon should go over unless Wei wants to contest with the bot lane, as Gala's still a little bit far off.
Yeah, he's coming back from base right now. Hope actually has the wave frozen, so he can move to this and actually get involved and not miss
Maokai.
too much for now. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's not a lot of damage for now.
Got fourth shot.
Whoa.
Oh! He steals the dragon. Hope has to cleanse as well. RNG coming up big.
Dude, that dragon sat underneath smiteable damage for enough time for Heng to take it, so that just feels bad. I think the fourth shot must have kind of thrown Heng off. That's my best guess, because there was so much burst damage that comes out of it. I think 700 damage, I think, ended up being laid into the dragon in one auto attack, and Heng just wasn't ready for it. And unfortunately, it means that Wei steals that one away. They pick themselves up the first dragon pretty much for free. They weren't really looking for a hard contest by any means per se, which ends up being a 50-50, which Team WE lose and RNG get the better end of. As now this wave that was frozen gets shoved in, and Hope and Lwandy lose almost half their HP on both health bars. And now it's kind of attracting maybe Wei towards this tower as well. Blood's in the water.
Wei is actually still looking for it here. Does walk over the trap there, so spot it out as Heng over in his blue side. Hope very, very low here, and this is not the situation you want to be in, as a Jhin does have that heal utilized by Lwandy. Wei just with those little kittens in the bush, ever so menacing. RNG just come away with a lot of pressure, having pulled now Shanks down here as well.
Oh, and
there we're going to Ming. That's big. Ming's just gonna die. WE with the heads up play.
Yeah, really, really nice. And you can see as well, Angel's actually coming out of base, so there's no immediate response play. Angel's not getting a plate or anything like that. Just really, really nicely timed from Shanks just to cheat the tempo to get himself down there, and he's going to make it back to eat the entire wave. So really well timed, and you could just see Gala was hanging around on the top side of the lane. Sees that happen, he's like, yeah, no, I'm good, bro. I'm all right.
Sorry about you, man.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Ming has to just kind of let his support die. But really heads up play, like you say, from Team WE. See if they can maybe turn it into a reset, into a topside play, get the Herald maybe. Topside matchup, it's been very, very quiet. A little bit of information just gained there by Biubiu, just the ward. Level 6 is going to be ticked over after the next camp that Heng decides to take here. So Raptors should give it to him, and I expect then Team W will look for another proactive play now that the Vial should be available.
I'm looking at Rift Herald here as well. Lwandy's about to be that level 6 mark. Hope has hit that one. We also have it for Heng. So a little bit of those go buttons available for WE, and would very much like to get on the objective board here, as RNG had already taken that first dragon. You see Hope moving up, Gala staying in the bottom lane. So this is an obvious move from WE towards this Rift Herald play.
Yeah, it is. It's more about what the response will be and the response to this Vial, but there's no follow-up.
It's the saplings, though. They're so dirty. Like, they just stop any engagement.
Yeah, it's really,
Don't
really
let him mental gap you here, Heng. He can't go in your nightmares forever. And looks like he'll be locked down. Not a chance for him to steal that one away.
No, it would have been funny if he did, though, just for the sake of it. But Gala gets, I think, at the very least one plate down here whilst this is all going on. Wave missed.
I think Heng's pain is enjoyment, by the way. You just pass over that. You're just like, Heng gets his smile out. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm just.
It's
is that
no.
too far?
You're in the right place. You're in the right place. No, I promise you are.
The pain is enjoyment there. Oh my god,
Oh,
Hope takes too much damage. That's
yeah, ace in
3
the hole.
plates as well, bot lane. And the 10 CS lead just hovering over about 15 or so now as well. My goodness. Plates falling top lane, everything going RNG's way. As without a lot of kills, they still find themselves almost 1,000 gold up.
Yep. Huge amount of gold just injected everywhere. 1 plate top, 3 plates bot. I think 2 of those plates solo as well for Gala. So really happy about that one. Gonna get himself to the Gale Force or Kraken Slayer, I guess, if he wants it. Super quickly. And Team WE, all they really have to show for it is the Herald, which they're gonna have to use and get a lot of efficiency out of, right? They're gonna have to make a play,
Yeah.
and then practically almost take a full tower to make up the gold that they lost during the time that they secured that Herald.
So I think a big key
problem.
here there has been this rise in these games and seeing a lot of the very fast mobility out of mid lane that they've both been able to pull off, and it's been a lot of the cohesion with the junglers as Way, speaking of, is getting engaged on all the CC plus the curtain call. He goes over to Shanks, but still dies. Hope picks up the kill.
Yeah, Shanks almost gives Way a bit of a taxi out. Shanks just wanted a piece of the action. He just wanted to get involved.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Oh, there's a little bit of a trap line down here. Looks like means WE not going to go for the dragon.
Yeah, not for now. They can definitely still kite around, but that's what we need to see. Hold on, Angel can find a solo if he wants to.
Shanks is still already so tanky with even just the component to the Roa and the Merc Treads.
It's balanced, I promise you, and I think he has.
It sounds like there's a little bit of a cap in that one.
Nah, not at all, not at all. As this is another play going over the Gala. It couldn't even be solo.
God.
Just pop, 175, not bad. And that's what we need to see more of, though. That pick that we saw into Way, we need to see more of that, right? Ashe followed up on the Vyar. It's a really potent combo. It's very hard to deal with, very hard to escape, because you're always going to eat the Vial. It's just about kind of repositioning in time to also avoid the Ashe. If you can't do that, you just get locked down for eternity. This dragon's going to go over to RNG.
Appreciate
felt
some
like
of the
they didn't
vision
have the
game.
tools. Hello. Oh. Okay.
So obviously Team W were on a back there, getting caught in transition in terms of that macro play for RNG getting the second dragon of the game. We get a Mountain Soul on the Rift. We also get some item completions key here for both sides. Angel might be getting dove in mid lane. Oh, yes, he does. There's the cease and desist, and Angel gets locked down by Shanks. Kill to WE yet again.
Yeah, really nice. They get the kill. I'm gonna drop the Herald here as well in the mid lane. They just want to try and break it down. The wave clear is, you know, conditionally good. It's just a little bit short range from WE. So taking down this mid lane tier 1 can be very big. Will they swing around? Nope. Reeve will stop the enhanced law attack from getting that next plate. So next wave that shoves in, Shanks is gonna have to be there if he wants the gold. On the bottom side, however, speaking of someone who has a lot of gold, Gala is definitely in position here as, oh no, Q's interrupted.
Oh no, Heng. It's gonna have oh, breathe.
You understand the idea. You understand.
That was a hungry crocodile.
Yeah, he just wants to try and just about get in front of Heng, right? If he can even just, I think, being on top of the model, because I think the way the Vi Q works is it kind of starts a little bit behind. Then you will stop that Q over. Kind of think of it like interrupting a Gragas body slam, right? Not quite able to get in position though. And does lose his flash, effectively kind of for nothing. Still forces out Heng. And as you call out, first tower, RNG, and it's Gala with the solo gold for the 625.
God.
He is huge. And just imagine, right, because we're still on 13-1, not even 13-1B. If this was the hotfix patch where IE was the second item here, this just feels so much worse for WE. So should be thankful that we are on the 13-1 patch, where we'll probably see something like the rapid fire cannon come out for Gala as a second item now. WE, they want to spell the top side because Breathe has no flash.
What can Breathe do? He does not have Dominus. He does not have anything. In WE, get Lwandy on the board himself.
Yeah, this is Heng calling all of his older brothers. Guys, Breathe picked on me earlier. The Breathe just gets dove. Now, speaking of dives, Hope gonna eat a little bit of damage.
A little close. Angel.
Can he find it?
3 shot, 4 shot. Oh, not gonna hit it.
All right, very, very close. Angel ate that very charged up tower shot, lost half his HP. Hope saw his window, but didn't quite hit the mark, unfortunately. And now RNG, you're going to see a lot of this shoving in the mid lane back towards WE. And actually, silently, despite all of the gold that Gala had.
Oh, Gala. In a little bit of trouble
right.
there. Luckily, Heng not having that cease and desist yet.
Yeah, I agree there. Cease and desist was available. I think W would have pulled the trigger. That was really, really aggressive positioning. But W have actually silently pulled ahead. They're 2,000 gold, pretty much, almost. I think it's close to
Rift Herald on
1.5k.
spawn too, it looks like.
Ahead. Yeah, Rift Herald will be picked up, however, for RNG.
For RNG
so
at least.
they'll trade back almost certainly a little bit, but WE really found some pretty solid gold income there. A lot of it sort of force-fed into Shanks, it has to be said. He's got the row up. He's already approaching the Archangels. I think he's got, what, maybe 1.4-ish K away to work with, if I had to wager a guess, as he comes back out onto the map until he hits that Archangel spike. And once he does, he'll be very, very powerful.
I think that's such a difference here, where we were seeing Hope gifted a little bit of these, you know, kind of big moment carries, whereas the Jhin we've seen be much more utilitarian. Obviously still very strong in its own right. I think Hope has a lot of carry potential there, but we're seeing a lot of the chips dealt into Shanks' hand, which we know is something that WE as a theme are holding. I think Shanks has been such a pivotal role here for them. And he's about to be gifted another kill here as everything's set up to give it over. Oh, a little bit of a wall there. Oh, Angel with some moves. Should be
wow.
Oh my God. Angel surviving for so long, but it does eventually go over to Shanks. Meanwhile, tower in mid lane did fall, I believe.
All right, you know what? Honestly, they get the kill. Also, Lwandy, well aimed, but I feel like Angel still won the mental battle. You know, he just sidestepped everything there. Drops in the end, and the push will come in here for TW on the top side. So a lot more about the side laning. I think they have a really good read on this game. I think they understand what the win condition is, and especially, I think just the series condition, right? I think they kind of have recognized that RNG are probably going to out-team fight them, and WE don't want to try and, you know, test them head-to-head. And I think in a setup like this, where RNG are always going to have mid-prio, they're always going to have, you know, turrets, saplings, and all these things to walk through. If you can approach the fights at an awkward angle when it comes to the dragons, then you make things quite difficult to deal with for RNG. But outside of that, just play the side lane. Just look for picks with the vibe, with the Ashe. And that's how you'll find your success. Now, the dragon's here, and Heng is looking for a flank, but he's on vision.
And Shanks was so crucial in that game one with those crazy side lane plays. Now Heng needs to get out of this fight. Doesn't really have any safety to speak of. Over the wall he goes. So does Gala though. Gala gets the wall kill there. Huge stuff from RNG as they take center position around this dragon. And this is sole point for them.
Yeah, and Soul Point going to be huge. Mountain going to make finding picks very, very difficult, very irritating to go through. Now, WE solo laners not really
the slow.
We've wanted to give it up, and there you go.
He's going in. Bramble Smash gets the triple knockback. The dominance has been popped, and dominance might be achieved by RNG if they can chase down these last remaining members of WE. The ace in the hole gets Lwandy another death. And RNG make good on that capitalization by way. Biubiu maybe falling as well, not going to go down. He's pretty mobile. They're still going to chase this all the way across the match, from bot to top, all the way. Biubiu chasing down, and Breathe spins to win.
Yeah, Breathe finds himself. Biubiu at the end of it all. RNG, it starts on the bottom side of the map and ends with RNG finding this top tier 1. Really, really nice. I mean, it all comes from the back of Heng. He's just looking for a pick. Looking for a flank rather to try and start off a pick. And unfortunately for himself, as soon as he walks on that control ward, he's as good as dead. Now he's looking maybe for Angel.
If he shows too early. Available here though.
Ashe Arrow.
Enchanted Crusario dodged out of Shanks, realm warping in. There's the Emperor's Divide.
One more
Angel trying to get the distance here. Got just in range for the cease and desist. Wei is here though, and this is a very extended play from WE. Wow, that was a lot of damage. As Heng completes the kill, Wei gets the double Bramble Smash back. Now the Nature's Grass coming out, but it's in front of Heng, who now gives up the kill to Wei. And no CC coming out from Wei's Nature's Grasp, and actually RNG capitalized on, again, that overextension for WE.
Yeah, didn't actually want to commit.
Oh, we get the journey from bot to top.
Yeah, journey from bot to top. This flash here from Shanks. For a second, I felt like Wei was gonna kind of just get bursted a lot quicker, and then W would maybe be able to play out the team fight. But it just doesn't happen like that. Lwandy gets chunked out by Angel, and the vision comes in for the ace in the hole, and the chase down is just there. Really well executed from RNG. Even though Wei drops, he drops with a purpose as his Ashe arrow.
Hello.
Huh.
Just say hello to the pretty arrow.
I don't even get to call her a Crownie's comment anymore because BDS and Crownie in the LEC actually doing quite well, so it feels a bit mean at that point. But Lwandy doesn't quite hit the mark. I'm not sure what they were looking for, to be fair, because no one was really around. I think it's just one of those ones where you just chuck it out and you just go, you never know,
Yeah.
might interrupt a base. Something like
We're
that.
seeing a side lane play from WE here. Shanks comes into the alcove. Heng needs to be a bit careful. Can't get caught out again. We still have 2 minutes for another dragon, though, and that will be a crucial fight for WE. They do not want to give over that Mountain Soul. See, bot lane, though, Breathe has been baited into a fight, and that alcove play that WE set up, it's paying dividends here. The crocodilian boots will be made in bot lane.
Yeah, and no real cross-map play to be made for RNG either. It feels like the first time this has happened, maybe at this game at least, where W make a pick, and RNG don't really answer out at all. At the very least, there's been a couple of things that they've been able to answer back out in vision, maybe like 3 waves shoved in. This is just W finding a really, really solid pick. Hopefully they can make good on that and find another one for themselves here. Because RNG, again, it has to be said, it feels like their weakness at the moment is, you know, some of these side lane plays. 5v5, you get them in front of Team WE, they'll knock them down really, really easily. But that just feels like, at the moment, RNG can get exposed on the side lanes, at the very least, by Team WE's manner of doing it. So we'll see if they can continue to do this, because the problem is with Dragon spawning in 6 seconds time, that being Soul Mazel, it kind of just means that if the Soul goes over, it just gets harder to do, right? That's the fact of the matter. It just gets way more difficult to do, and then you're on that 6-minute timer of Elder spawning up, and if you can't find a consistent way to make that fight happen out for you positively, then you're dealing with an Elder fight where you're likely going to be behind in the 5v5.
Ming looking for a big grenade stun on the side here. Gala putting out damage here if he does connect. Gotta look at the side lane setup though. Shanks is a menace over there. Needs to be watched. Breathe on a flank here, Jamada. We're getting very, very close to this dragon fight. A pivotal moment in this game.
It will be. If WWE can, even if they steal the dragon and just don't lose Baron, that's a huge win. That's 5 minutes of extra time. Look how much. Just 8. Of a single
it's so dirty.
It's balanced, man. It's okay. It's all right. It doesn't need to be removed from the jungle meta at all. No, don't think so. Don't think so at all. But for now, W, they've got just about no control here.
It's a
RNG in the river first.
setup by WE.
It is.
They've got this weird side lane flank.
They are trying, right? I think that's what they have to do. They have to split apart the fight. They just have to be careful not to get engaged on one side or the other. Now, Dragons are being started up. They'll have mid lane pressure, WE. And
This
Shanks
is so awkward.
threatening.
This is so awkward. WE are moving in from 2 positions. Heng is over the wall. He's in a pit. Shanks is engaged on. They're all split. Everybody's everywhere all at once. But WE, Heng can't get back in the pit. Where is Angel going? He died in the end.
The dragon
is still going down. Breathe. He gets 1 kill. Wei ends up with it from the kittens. We're back around the carousel, turning around again. Hung over the wall. Hope is not in range to do damage. Hung goes down. RNG! They assert dominance.
I guess. I mean, it was quite strange as the ace in the hole just going to poke Hope in the backside. Who really won that fight? RNG, WE,
the
or the
audience.
viewers? I think the audience did. As they're going to just move over to the Baron. That was such an awkward battle.
I felt like a chameleon. I had evolved chameleon eyes in that game, in that fight. It is the Baron at least taken.
That fight won't get analysis. If we get a no, okay.
Don't you bait me with that, observers. Don't you bait me with that.
Mazel, okay? Do I even want it? Like, okay, all right. Deep breath.
Do we just
Shanks
play?
steps a little bit too far forward. And Wei does Maokai things. Heng goes in and, like, who's following up on this? No one? Really?
Shanks gets out with a realm warp.
And Angel just...
like, Angel's like positioning with the soldiers, and he thought, like, I guess they were a little further over.
Nah, it has to be just... He dashes away from Ksante because he's like, damn, I'm about to die. Ksante's beating my
soldiers.
And then he dashes to the opposite, to his back line. He's like, wait a minute. This is RNG's front line. Why am I here now? That's a Yui in the middle of it all. But, alright. You know, in all seriousness, RNG do pick up the Baron. They've got the soul. So they're in a very, very strong position now to try and strip away some of these towers. I feel like, however, for Team WE, they still have... Yeah, just give it the silence it deserves. They still have the opportunity to find some of these side lane picks with the Vial, with the Ashe. They just have to, you know, look for them on the side lane. And I just feel like for the last couple of minutes, besides the alcove play, they haven't, right? I think obviously a lot of it to do with the dragon spawning up, so that's going to eat up a lot of your time resource. But still, I think that's what they have to look towards. The soul is going to make it very irritating. The stats are going to be annoying to get through, but that's going to have to be your facet of play, because if you're not looking for plays like that, 5v5, we've been over this, broken record stuff, it's going to be difficult. There's only 2 people. RNG, okay, no mind, Wei just made his way up.
A little worried as well for W because it feels like their only source of big damage right now is Shanks, right? And while that is a lot, it's still a lot of weight on the shoulders of Shanks in this game, and I think we're seeing kind of that waking up of RNG here. Again, Wei has always been the sword for RNG, and he was commanded by 2 great generals, it felt like. And now with Ming here needing to be that stepping stone, maybe they find a little bit of macro oopsies here in the later parts of the game as Angel gets caught out, not on the same page.
Yep, that was 3 ultimates committed to the cause of finding Angel. They'll lose their top side inhibitor tower. I'm not sure they'll lose the inhibitor
this is
though.
Dicey.
Defense
it's a 4v5.
Yeah, the ultimates aren't really available for WE, and I feel like RNG, with the numbers disadvantage, it just means they can't actually take the fight, even though they would probably like to. Just to get the inhibitor perhaps, with those ultimates down, but they just make the safe call back away. WE, they have the base cracked open, unfortunately for themselves, but RNG back away, and will just look to recollect themselves. As let's get a look at this play. Just Ashe into Vial, vice versa. Yes.
Feels good.
That's
it finally hit. We actually got the combo. It worked.
It only happened about 10 minutes ago, and we haven't seen it since. But it works here, and that's the important thing. And they just need to keep on doing that, but make it happen on the side lane. It's the little things in life, you know? As Shanks just picked up his Zhonya's, and that's kind of huge. Because I think just having that extra layer of survivability on a button press in a game like this is so important. The only issue is that if Gala's in front of you,
the
trap will be there.
He's pretty big. He gets hit.
Okay.
Oh my god, but then he gets one shot back. Okay. Well, that's what 3.5 items will do for you. And tower will fall easily to RNG in the side lane.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the grenade connected. Oh my god, Wei.
No.
Dude, he just can't move. Heng just taken out. Now they're in a corridor. The Nature's Grasp connects onto 2. And Lwandy's down.
Dude, it's not even like Heng doesn't have tenacity either. He's got Merc, he probably has it in his runes as well.
Oh, Hope does nothing. That curtain call is not that. Biubiu poked down. It just feels like they have no answer. They get a little bit damage back on Angel. Gets stuck out here as well. Takes down the tower. Just make sure he doesn't die. Goes golden. As the rest of the team backing up. Gala and Breed. The wonder combo here as Gala's under tower. Piltover Peacemaker doesn't do the damage, but Shanks might just do it. He's got a little bit of poke down. He's getting hit back in his face, though, as RNG make it out with an inhib down.
Yeah, Ashe.
He doesn't have cleanse this time. He does have a big crocodilian friend. Oh, Shanks!
Oh, the Q mid!
Shanks! The shutdown goes to Heng, but the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and WE back on the board.
That's 30 seconds, by the way, until Baron is up and available on the map with Gala dead.
That's Elder Dragon.
Wait, it's Elder. I've read it wrong. That's Elder. That's worse. It's worse. WE are going to be able to maybe get this one. Shanks, he's got teleport to get back out onto the map. His death time is only about 10 seconds longer. If they catch him, it's so good.
Lwandy with the slows. Wei is very tanky. Biubiu gets slowed up in the engage.
They can.
I don't know if they can get him here. Very tanky. Big scoop from Angel. They're into the thick of it now, but Angel, he ain't got no thickness left. And Biubiu takes them out. RNG are wiped. The Elder Dragon in the eyes of WE. And we got a hell of a game on our hands.
Oh my god, the Elder's up on the map, but WE, they had to reset. They didn't have the health bars to work with. For now, teleport comes in from Shanks, and they're just going to get this one going. There's no jungler on the map. The issue is, realistically, I think the burst damage and the Kai ability should go over to WE at the moment. Shanks is working with full HP. It's actually Biubiu that's about half, so they're going to have to be a little bit careful, but they've got the numbers advantage, Mazel. I think they should be okay. They should be fine. There's the Ashe arrow.
Breathe is going in. If they steal this, it's an incredible miracle, but they get pushed back. They get dragged down to the depths. And even Gala isn't enough. Is he? Ace in the hole, dodged out. He's coming back with a vengeance here. Gala has the highlight reel in his eyes, and he pushes WE off of the Elder Dragon.
Oh, the dragon also reset. It gained like 6,000 HP. And now it's RNG on the dragon. Oh, it's a disaster, Mazel. It's a disaster. All right,
here comes Heng.
Wait, what? No. But you just... Oh, okay. I thought it was Shanks. It's kind of worse. Biubiu losing his HP is still going to feel bad. He'll lose it anyway from the all-out, so hopefully he finds some good value there.
Arrow is up.
Yeah, breathe. 10 seconds on teleport. Here's the arrow. On way.
You got Shanks coming in from behind. Such a tense moment here as the flank gets found out by RNG. Shanks has been seen as well. TP back into the fight.
Shanks
Jamada
needs to get into the river. Shanks really needs to get into the river, otherwise he's just going to be zoned out.
He's
got the blast cone there, I think.
He can't get there. Heng is waiting over the wall. He doesn't want to show himself too early. Shanks has gone through now. Nature's Grasp coming out as Biubiu is tanking up a world of hate right now from RNG. Shanks has found the back line, but he has to get the damage off. Ace in the hole. He goes golden.
He's dead.
Breathe in the side though. It's a front to back, and RNG take that all day long. They don't lose this fight any longer. And Lwandy chased down Angel. He takes a little bit of a zealous push, but RNG clean house on WE.
Oh, and I think this might finally be game. RNG have a wave to work with. It's 4v1, super in the mid lane. They're just going to go over to it now. Hope has to try and clear it out. I don't think he's got the time or the damage to work with here. And RNG, after a scrappy game number 3, it looks like are going to end the game here, Mazel.
Putting the final touches on what could be a comeback series for them. As hope goes down, the Summer Championship long a memory, as RNG have come back into the fold and they find what they need in the series against WE.
RNG. Not too many looks of elation still on the face. I think they still know the situation they're in, right? This brings them up. It's 2 and 4. In the standings.
It's not 1 and 5, that's the biggest emphasis in this series. Is both of these teams were looking for a much needed win. WE to separate themselves from that middle of the pack, RNG just to stay in the conversation.
Exactly right. I think for RNG, I think when you pick up so many losses in the early stages of the season, I mean, granted, I think the rest of their schedule isn't that bad, right? You start talking less about sort of like top 5, top 6, that kind of berth of playoff teams, and you start looking at